Hey football fans, I'm Matt. I'm joined by my friend Johnny, and we're here to keep you guys updated on everything NFL related, from scores to predictions. This is the Third and Long podcast on KCAT Radio. Welcome into the Third and Long podcast. Welcome back. Happy Thanksgiving, guys. I'm stealing your line. We already talked about it. It's happening. I loved this week of football. We're getting closer to fantasy playoffs, which makes me happy because I'm winning. I know you're not very happy about that.
No, actually.
Really?
I'm in the running. I'm in the hunt in one of my leagues, and in the other league, I'm guaranteed.
Okay, so maybe your disappointment will last longer, but do you think you're going to win?
It's just prolonged.
Do you think you're going to win?
No.
Okay.
It's
so
just prolonged.
That's what I mean.
I'm happy.
Ryan, how are you in fantasy?
I'm doing great. I've clinched playoffs.
Of course you do.
I've clinched a bye
His
in the first
team
round.
is way too good.
Really?
It's pretty damn good.
We can talk about it later. Yeah, let's get into week 12 first, though. Let's settle in. Ryan, give me a game.
Let's go to my favorite game of the week.
Ugh.
Cowboys-Giants.
Yeah, I knew it was going to be. I saw the eye roll. I hope they saw the eye roll.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, good. Give me a score, too, with that. Why don't you?
28-20 Cowboys.
This game felt really close, but I feel like the Cowboys looked dominant all game.
I think that it just looked like Thanksgiving football always does.
That's a good point. It's a really good point. I love Thanksgiving football, though. I loved the 3 games, too. I love sticking back. It was my favorite
I think
thing.
it's probably the best sports tradition ever.
That is a whole nother argument we can get into later. I disagree on so many levels,
one of
but
them. It's definitely one.
Yeah,
of them.
no, Thanksgiving
football is
it's probably my favorite, like, Thursday games in the year.
It's my favorite holiday game. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, but they don't play on Christmas. Are they this year? Christmas is on a Sunday.
They've played on
No.
Christmas before.
Yeah.
Remember
Christmas is on a Sunday.
Remember Kamara got fined for his cleats like a few years ago?
Yeah. No, it was on a Thursday. It's on a Sunday this year.
Oh, well, then we will get football on Christmas.
Would it be fun to play on Christmas?
I personally, if I was a player, I'd hate it.
I'd hate it so much because I want to spend with my family.
You're going to be gone. You're on the road. It's
Exactly.
gonna suck. But for the fans at home, it's great.
Yeah, for the fans at home, it's awesome. I love turning on a game while I'm opening presents. My mom doesn't, but
that would be the best thing
that's
ever.
another story. Yeah, Giants are criminally underrated, and they're still going to make the playoffs in the wild card. They're one of those wild card teams where you kind of look at them and you're like, sure, but I don't
Yeah.
expect you to do anything. You're kind of
Yeah.
poking at it, waiting for the Giants to like have that week where I look at them and I'm like, that's special. But I'm not seeing it yet. Ryan.
Next game, we got Cardinals-Chargers.
I thought this game just looked sloppy.
Yeah, but I'm confused where I thought that.
No, so in the first quarter, the Chargers looked awful. I mean, I think Herbert got sacked like twice in the first quarter. There was fumbles, there was interceptions from both teams in the first half. It just looked like sloppy football. I didn't enjoy it.
The Cardinals look so pathetically bad.
No, they had their moments.
Sure, but their moments compared to the money they've spent and compared to the team they thought they were going to have, this is a failure.
Oh,
And this is borderline parallel to the Broncos as far as
No,
they thought. Hold on,
no.
they thought they were a Super Bowl team.
No,
They went into this.
Stop.
Hold on.
Stop.
No.
Stop.
No.
Stop.
No.
You do not compare the Cardinals to your garbage Broncos.
But if we look at where they thought it'd be, personally, me, we were not a Super Bowl team. Anyone who said we were a Super Bowl team at the start of the year is crazy. We were not a
Matt,
Super Bowl team. We were
Matt.
barely a playoff team, fringe team in the wild card.
Matt,
Yeah.
you are such a liar.
I'm a liar. Explain. Come at me.
At the beginning of the season, you were talking about the Broncos might be the best team in the AFC. You were talking about all this.
Yeah,
all of this.
because I didn't expect the Chiefs to do so well. And I didn't expect them to just pop
but
off.
You're sitting here saying that at the beginning of the season, if you expected the Broncos to be a Super Bowl team,
No. Never once did I say we're going to the Super Bowl.
You
That's a lie.
totally expected that.
Because in the AFC, it's not that. We're not that big in the AFC. AFC West, I didn't expect. I expected the Raiders to do better. So did you. I expected the Chargers to do better. So did you. I expected the Chiefs to do worse.
You expected-
without Tyreek. But I forgot that Patrick Mahomes is Patrick Mahomes. And he's playing really well right now, which we'll get into later. We won't have that game. I'm sad. We'll talk about it at some point. Yeah, but in no shape or form were we that kind of team. The NFC West was wide open. The Niners were not supposed to be that good. The Rams were reigning, but everyone kind of saw like it was seen. Seahawks were not even on the map. Cardinals were projected to win that and go deep into the playoffs, if not a Super Bowl. This is awful. If you look at that,
Yeah,
hear me out when I say that. When like their projections are so much
I
worse.
expected them to take that division for sure.
And it's worse because the reason they're losing isn't because They're just losing tough games. It's not like the Lions last year, even like the Lions this year, where they're just losing the really tough games and it's something you can kind of pivot from. They're losing because of mental mistakes and just poor play from either the quarterback or your offensive coaching scheme, or even you could go so far to say your defense as a whole. It's just one of those three every single time. Don't look at me like all quiet because you make me feel like I'm dumb.
No, because you are.
No, then come on, give me something here. Then
I didn't listen to a word you said. man.
okay, well then thank you for Ryan. Did I sound smart?
No.
Sounded extremely smart.
Thank you, Ryan. Ryan, was I correct?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's a separate thing.
Thank you, Ryan.
You guys are terrible. Hate all of you. This is Johnny's favorite game, isn't it?
No, it actually is.
Oh, really?
It
Okay,
actually
Ryan,
was.
what game is that? I think we can all take a guess.
We all know. It's Packers. Eagles.
Yeah.
You know, for the Packers offense to put up 33 points against the Eagles, I'm not going to be upset about that.
Yeah.
In no world am I going to be upset about that, especially seeing a flash of our future with Christian Watson and Jordan Love.
Yeah.
They both looked incredible. Jordan Love, what was his QBR?
Guys, get this. I was just about to mention 146.8 QBR rating.
That's really good.
Uh-huh. What was that? Six for 8 for a touchdown?
6 for 9, 113, and a touchdown.
So I hate mentioning other
That's-
podcasts and other things to talk about.
that's pretty good.
Colin Cowherd comes on this morning. I look at him on TikTok. I don't love everything he says. I don't really love most of the things he says.
Why are you
No
watching
shade.
Colin Kaepernick?
I saw it on TikTok, okay? I'm scrolling in the morning. But he brought up a good point. Mahomes sat for 3 years. Hurts sat for 3 years. One more quarterback sat for 3 years and then played. Even looking at Herbert, sat, then came in and played. This was the right move. As much as you guys wanted to see Jordan Love come in, and when Rodgers coming back, yes, you guys are having a pretty bad season and he's not playing as well as he could, and a lot of things are going wrong. But this is a good sign. He did not look like a rookie.
No, he
That was the
looked-
biggest surprise. I expected him to be making some bad mistakes. And the one thing that caught my eye was the scheme is designed to help him in certain plays. Touchdown to Christian Watson when he ran down the sideline.
incredible.
But that's a pretty basic route. It's a well-run route. It's a well-thrown ball. Nothing out of the ordinary, but he
Hold on.
got the job done, and he saw the read and made it. That wasn't his first read
Matt,
either.
If you look at the play, he got rid of that ball quick.
He did get rid of it. And
No,
that was what I mean. He saw his read. First read wasn't open. Second, he didn't
He went
look
through his
for the
progressions
second.
very quickly.
He didn't look through the second and then throw it. He saw the first wasn't open, got ready instead of throwing the second. It was wide right there, ran up the field, touchdown. That's most impressive.
I'm actually really happy about this. One thing that I'm noticing though, I don't know if Jordan Love keeps playing like this. If he plays next week, Aaron Rodgers is still questionable. He's expecting to play next week against the Bears.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure how likely that is. If Matt LaFleur will let him play,
Yeah.
because we missed playoffs. I think it's time to let Jordan Love just take the reins for the rest of the season. Let him get the game experience, and let Aaron Rodgers get healthy. But we saw this exact same thing when Rodgers took over. Brett Favre left a game late in the game for an injury.
That's what I
Aaron
mean.
Rodgers came
Exactly.
in and took over, and Brett Favre never started again.
Here's what I think will happen. Because you're looking forward. I don't think Rodgers this is his last year.
I don't.
Unless this injury is worse than we think it is, and he's like, yeah, punctured lung, cracked
No.
rib, I can't
He
come back and look at it.
he had scans. He said that it was positive. He's
Okay.
doing good. He's expecting to play.
I think he will sit the rest of the season.
That's
That's
what
why would he come back?
I think that we should totally do
completely
that,
agree.
especially with his thumb. Why would we rush
And even
him?
more than that, you're giving Jordan Love like 8 preseason games. You're giving him the preseason next season, and you're giving him the rest of this.
Exactly. I think
So what if he gets banged up at the end of the season? He has off season. He can rest. He'll go into the preseason back with it. You let Rodgers have the season next season as a homecoming, if anything, and then you say la vie, and you let Love take the reins for the rest of the time.
Yeah.
Unless the rest of the season he looks really sloppy, can't figure it out, and next preseason you have worries about the season coming up. That's when I think you kind of fall back on the veteran and let it happen.
Well, yeah, we've also seen it where like quarterbacks will come in like we had Zappy. He came
Yeah.
in, he played a great game, and then the next week he was.
That's kind of what I mean. Like you need.
We don't know. We don't know what's gonna happen.
Well, it's also
and-
trusting the quarterback. Great thing I saw the other day. So Tua, we know has been off and on the start of his career. Sat behind Jalen Hurts in college, and then kind of had to figure that out. And eventually came and won a national championship. Started the next year.
Yeah.
He didn't feel like he deserved to be in the league. And I feel like a lot of quarterbacks deal with this. And it's why it's good to sit them, because Jordan Love has been practicing and figuring that out. It's like, I'm playing at the caliber I should. I'm looking at Aaron Rodgers and I'm making the same throws as him. Maybe not certain ways and maybe certain things, but I'm making the same plays. McDaniels made a tape of like 700 plays of Tua performing at the level, and that's the type of thing you got to see. Love's got support. He's
No,
not going to fade.
The best thing about him sitting behind Aaron Rodgers of all people is that he gets to see his game every single day, and he gets to be coached up by Rodgers himself.
Exactly.
And it's a great thing, especially for young quarterbacks who are still finding out like their play style. They're still figuring out how things work. To have somebody like Aaron Rodgers helping you out with that is that is the best thing that you can ask for.
The only thing I'd love to see out of Love more is less reliance on the run game. Because Rodgers was such a gunslinger, so was Favre. I think Love is kind of figuring out, I have two really elite running backs in the backfield and my receivers suck. I'm going to hand it off more. That's not going to work when you get to elite run-stopping defenses like, for example, the Bills. When you get to that type of level of play, you're not going to be able to win that game.
Well, he can throw the ball like Rodgers. We saw it.
I know, but I want to see more. I want to see a
But-
proven way of him doing it.
There's an aspect that we're getting with Jordan Love that we didn't get with Rodgers and Favre. He's way more mobile than both of them.
That is true. He's not just a gunslinger in the fact that he can stay in the pocket and throw it 60 yards. He's going to get out of the pocket and still throw it, which is way more important.
I know that this is a stretch, but when I see him play, I see a lot of Jalen Hurts. A lot. I see very similar
I
play
agree with
style.
you in aspects, not a lot, but I agree. I will say it's too early to tell that comparison,
We
but
haven't seen enough,
I can see
yeah.
a look of it.
Yeah.
Sure. All right, we've talked about this way too long anyway, and this is my favorite game of the season anyway.
I'm still happy.
Ryan, what's our next game?
Raiders Seahawks with Josh Jacobs with an absolute historic performance with over 300 total yards of offense and 2 touchdowns.
Fantasy dubs. This guy right here. God, I love Jacobs so much. He's carrying my season single-handedly. Same with like Ramondre Stevens. I'm talking way too much about my fantasy. You can cut me off, or sit there silently looking like an idiot. Anyways, Seahawks played a really good game.
Yeah, I think that they played really well. There was, I mean, it sucks they lost in overtime, but when you're playing against somebody like Josh Jacobs who's putting up those numbers, it's really hard to just, come away with a win in those scenarios.
Yeah, and I mean, overtime victories are always kind of crucial for a game like that.
And plus, I mean, it's about time the Raiders got, little leeway.
Finally.
Yeah.
Wait, have they won 2 in a row now?
Yes, both overtime walk-offs.
Oh, yeah. You want to know what the first one was against? Forgot about that. That's sad. What's our next game?
Next game is Lions-Bills on Thanksgiving.
This was odd.
I don't know how to feel about it.
I don't know either, because I'm like, well, if the Lions good or the Bills bad?
I think it was just a Thanksgiving game, and it just Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Yeah, I got to agree with that. But honestly,
I'm blaming it on Thanksgiving.
but the Lions look good, right? We're not crazy for that?
No, they look good. They look
Okay.
good.
We're not crazy for thinking that the Lions didn't look bad.
Well, and Swift played really well too.
Yeah, both their running backs did really good.
Their backs did good. Jared Goff looked pretty solid.
Yeah.
Not gonna say great. He looked solid.
That's all he needs to look, though. That's his
Their
style.
defense was good.
Yeah, holding the Bills to 28 isn't ideal, but it's about what you're going to get with your defense at the status it is right now.
Being able to hold the Bills under 30 and still be in contention for a win in that game.
Yeah. You're
all that
still
you
upset, though, because that's a huge morale boost if you win that.
Saying
that could propel the season.
Saying
but
that
sure.
your offense put up 25 against the Bills is a pretty big.
Yeah,
morale
that's
boost,
nothing to
too.
sneeze at. And I mean, power to him, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, Bills still look really good. Defense didn't look awesome this game, but still really good. What's our last game, Ryan?
Last game, Ravens-Jags.
What happened? How many times have we said that on the podcast?
Mark Andrews had a fumble. There was a turnover. They fumbled.
Oh, Mark Andrews did fumble.
Mark Andrews fumbled. There was a fumble in their own 20, I think, at some point.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
Granted-
but the Jags,
Yeah.
the Jags did something that we said you could never do to win a game.
They went over in 2 quarters.
They went scoreless in 2 quarters.
Well, you want to know why? Circle that 18 right there. Trevor Lawrence did what we thought he needed to do to look as an NFL quarterback. He did come back. He made a comeback win from behind. That's important in NFL games across the board, let alone whether you're good, bad, or ugly.
I saw a play. He was scrambling outside the pocket, and he tried to do like a juke or something instead of just going down.
Yeah.
And he got hit from behind. He fumbled up the ball.
That is the issue.
That you can't be doing that.
And it's also, his second or third year?
Yeah. I think it's his second.
Yeah. It's kind of tough because I don't think you can sit him or draft another quarterback.
No,
and pull
no,
another
you
guy
don't.
in.
You don't want to sit him. I
No,
think
you
that's
don't.
just something that you look at on film and you say, "Hey, we can't be doing this anymore.
Yeah.
We need to go down. We can't risk our quarterback getting hurt."
It's also if
Move
you're
on.
gonna juke a guy, you're secure. You're not a running back. You
you're-
need to have ball security if you're gonna do it.
Quarterbacks fumble more than anybody in the league, and that is
Is that true?
it is.
Huh. I wouldn't have expected that, honestly. It makes sense, though, because they don't run with the ball a lot.
Quarterbacks fumble more than anybody in the NFL.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It is crucial as a quarterback to be able to hold on to the ball.
Yeah, and that's one thing you see these veteran quarterbacks do. Like, as much as I hate him so much, Tom Brady, he doesn't get hit. He goes down. He knows he's not going to run out of the pocket. If he does, he sees a lot of open grass and then slides. But the first thing he does when he feels a ton of pressure, covers it, falls down.
It's smart, right? It's not. While he's not showing like, hey, I'm fighting for this win, he's being smart in the sense that he's not going to cough up the football on a dumb play where he's trying.
I mean, I still think he's a weenie, but like
No,
at least they're not losing possession on that.
Yeah,
and I think there are times where it's okay to like fumble, like if you're diving for the end zone and somebody punches it out, it's like, yeah, you were going for the ball, but I don't think they were even good field position when he did that.
No.
So, fair enough. Ravens, what happened? Unhappy about it, but that's all I got to say about it.
I'm not unhappy about it.
Really? Giving up 28 to the Jags?
I don't care about the Ravens.
Okay, but like, if you were a Ravens fan, would you be happy?
No, but I'm not a Ravens fan.
Okay. Put yourself in someone else. Have empathy.
No.
Have empathy.
No.
No. Ryan, do you have empathy?
Not really. I had Lamar Jackson
I have
starting.
I have Lamar
fantasy.
Jackson too.
James, I might have to pull you on the podcast. I don't like any of you right now. You guys are being really mean.
No, we're being smarter than you.
This is a horrible segue into hot takes because we're about to argue. But Ryan, give me hot takes, please.
All right, first hot take. Who is the best team out of these 4 teams? Cowboys, Chiefs, Bills, or Eagles?
Let's rank them because I'm curious. Cowboys, Chiefs, Bills, Eagles. I feel like Eagles are 1.
Chiefs are my 1.
Really? Why? They're my 3.
Patrick Mahomes.
Sure. But you even saw the Super Bowl. He can't do everything.
Shh. The Chiefs are my 1. Just let it be.
I think the point of this is to argue. I don't know what you're talking about. Your ledge just broke, by the way.
Yeah, I know, Matt.
Okay. Is that upsetting you? Who's your 2 then?
2 is the Bills.
Who's your 3?
The Eagles.
Okay. So our 4 is the same.
Well, the Eagles and the Bills are super interchangeable. I think that they're talent-wise and, like, just...
But, like, why are the Chiefs not below both of those? I don't think their defense is as good as either of them.
The Chiefs find a way.
That's not an excuse.
That's where my brain is, Matt.
Ryan,
Ryan,
hold on.
asked for my opinion. I gave you my opinion.
You know what we're going to do? We're going to find a common enemy. Ryan, who's your number 1 out of those?
My number 1 is also going to be the Chiefs.
Oh, I really
gotta
want
be
it to be the
honest.
Cowboys.
No, it's me would probably be Chiefs, Eagles, Cowboys, Bills.
Are you just watching the same football? It's not the Chiefs. Maybe. Okay.
I'm
sure.
more- I'm more-
willing to
Hold
concede
on,
the Chiefs,
hold
but the
on.
Bills aren't.
Matt, you put the Bills at 4.
That's my second issue.
Yeah, that's where
Bills
I'm
are
coming at
4.
too.
Cowboys are 4. That's across the board.
Yeah. Cowboys are a good team. If they get OBJ, then they'll become my
Eagles
2.
are 1 and 2, and it's not. It shouldn't be 2. I'm letting it be 2 because I don't want to argue that much, but it's not 3. One of you hop in.
Okay, I think the Cowboys have the best defense in the league.
I don't care. You're not on camera. Go away. But yeah, no. Sorry.
Okay.
This pen's gonna be thrown at you again. Flicked. I don't know how to do it yet, but I'll figure it out. Give me another one, Ryan.
All right, next hot take would be: should the Lions fire Dan Campbell?
No.
I agree, but I've been hearing people say they shouldn't. This is a successful season if you're the Lions.
That
You're
is-
counting this as an up.
This
from
is
the last
this
one.
is their second year with him.
Yeah.
He's established that he cares very much about the team. Not only the team but the players too. He treats them like people and not like, hey, you're getting paid, do what I say.
Yeah, I like that he's a player coach almost.
He is.
does
He
get
is.
in there.
He tries to relate to the players. I think he's a great personality. I think he's a good coach. I think he's smart. I think all that they need to do is just work a little bit more. I think they've been putting a bunch of effort into the season. I think that next year they're going to come back and they're going to have a very well. They're going to.
I think this is one of those seasons where you sit on the couch on draft day if you're a player and you're praying your management does something. You're praying your management helps you out. You're praying you get some defensive help. You get some help here and there. And that's when you go into the next season kind of fired up, ready to go, which they have had no problem doing.
Yeah.
I'd love to see, for next season at least, I'd love to see them get going earlier. It seemed like they came around in week maybe 5 is when they started waking up.
Well, I think that's the thing. So last year, how many wins did they have last year?
I don't even know.
It was
a pathetically low number.
It was
and
super
too many
low.
close games lost.
Compared to last year, this year is a success, and I think that they have a pretty high ceiling because they have a lot of talent on that roster.
Yeah.
Especially with the coaching staff, I think that they are just going to.
Can the man in the corner be helpful instead of argue with me and tell me what the last 2 seasons the Lions have had as record?
I'm pretty sure the Lions last season had 3 or 2 wins.
Okay, so they're better now.
Yeah.
I also had a seizure saying that, but it's whatever. You don't fire him.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
He stays.
We should have one more hot take, Ryan, right?
Yep. Last
Okay.
one is who has to go on the Cardinals? Is it Kyler or is it Kingsbury?
It's got to be one. Because you can't keep both. They're losing way too many games to this, and that's why I thought of this one. Which one has to go for you? I know my answer.
I think Kyler stays.
Yeah. Easy. Because it's like, first off, you're paying him a lot of money. That's
with,
guaranteed
with
money.
the talent that they have on that roster between James Conner, DeAndre Hopkins. They have guys.
And that's what I mean by like the scheme isn't working apparently.
It's not a talent issue. I think it's a coaching issue.
Yeah.
I do think that Kyler's stubborn and that he needs to.
You know, they should get Nathaniel Hackett. I feel like Nathaniel Hackett would really turn that team around.
You
for
know
him.
what? Go for it.
That'd be really funny to watch. I would honestly laugh. That's borderline like the Hopkins Johnson trade they did between the Texans. That's like one of those moves where you're like, really?
Why?
Like who came up with that and who sat down and said, yeah.
I feel like
that's what I want.
feel like if they had if they had somebody like, let's say, Sean McVay or like any
a smart offensive savvy coach that can kind of work around the players around them. Yeah, I agree.
I think a younger guy is good to have around Kyler. I think they'd be able to relate to each other a little bit
totally
more.
agree. I'm totally with you.
The it's not like I'm older than you. I've been around longer. You need to listen to me because I know what's best.
I think
type of
that's the
thing.
consensus right there.
It'd be more willing to experiment with running out of the pocket.
Let's look at week 13 really quick before we argue more. What do you got for 13? Let's bang through them real quick. Chiefs-Bengals.
Chiefs-Bengals. I have the Chiefs winning 35-21.
Yeah, 35-17. That's a gimme. I don't know what happened to the Bengals, but they're kind of gone right now. But I'm just
well, Jamar
ignoring
Chase
it.
wasn't in this week.
That's also true. Niners-Dolphins.
I have the Niners taking it 24-21.
I have 24-23. This is the game of the week for me. I want that to be kind of a shootout, and I hope that it's going to be really good.
Yeah.
I mean, all you can ask for it. Packers-Bears.
I have Packers taking it 28-14.
I have 17-14. Just because I think there'll be a couple sloppy mistakes, but as you'd expect, but still Packers should win that if the Bears do. I'm bullying you just extensively, so be prepared.
Okay.
And then Seahawks-Rams.
I have Seahawks taking it 21-7.
21-7. Look at us go. But yeah, that should be easy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Matt, it's been a great week.
You want to know my thoughts?
I do.
I think James and Ryan should switch. Ryan got on my nerves today. But it's okay, Ryan. I love you, Ryan.
I think
Rent-free.
I don't think James would know where to look.
It's fine. It's okay. We'll figure it out.
Imagine we have him like pronouncing like Tua or something like that. Like
We should do that. James pronounces football players.
Yeah.
We love you, James. I promise.
Segment?
Segment?
I think that should be a segment.
It was a good week. I'm excited for week 13.
I am too. I mean, Thanksgiving football.
Thanksgiving football.
You can't ask for more.
I love it. Also,
Well-
I'm not throwing my paper at you this time.
Thank you, Matt.
You're welcome.
Well, summing up a fantastic Thanksgiving week of football. I'm Johnny and this is Matt, and you just listened to Third and Long on KCAT Radio.
This series is brought to you by Los Gatos Morning Rotary. Thank you for supporting student podcasting in support of mental health.